Welcome once again. It's been a long time, Winston Mckenzie. What have you been doing yourself? It's been four. Oh, no, he's still boxing. It's been 4 years, isn't it, Winston?
Oh, time goes so fast.
It does. You've not been really well for a good deal of
No,
that
I've
time.
been I've been unwell, Rod. I'll be honest. I've had knee operations, I've had hip operations, but I'm back. I'm back now. That's the
Good
main
man.
thing.
Well, listen, from your boxing career, and obviously your brothers and their boxing careers. You wear out quicker, don't you? Like a good sportsman does.
Yeah, you do. You get all the aches and pains. It's the arms and the elbows and the brain.
Well, this is it. You see the footballers, I mean, quite rightly. Sometimes
Yeah,
you think it goes over the top in a match when somebody's got a light touch to their head and they
yeah.
go down for 10 minutes and VAR does this, that, and the other. But with boxing, I mean, you take a right beating.
Oh, but it's lovely, Rod. You get in there, you think I'm gonna spar with that hit later on, I'm gonna get him, you know. And if you've got an aching neck or an aching nose, you're not worried about that. You're just thinking, how am I going to overcome this bloke this afternoon? You know? And oh, I can't tell you the pain. Oh, it's wonderful. You just need a good woman to come home to, who you can shout and scream at, you know?
Well, well, listen, but you've been actually getting a few kids off the street there and teaching them boxing for years.
Yeah.
Is the first rule of boxing avoidance before you start punching people?
The first rule of boxing is to learn how to jab and keep your hands up, because the jab is the most important punch in the repertoire of boxing, of your style. And I remember when Anthony Joshua first came on the scene, what a brilliant jab he had. And he's still somehow I think he's recaptured that. But yeah, the jab is the most important. It's the most important thing that you need.
Well, there's a conundrum that a lot of people, I've met a lot of boxers. I don't know why, but usually in an interview situation.
Yeah,
And without exception, they appear to be brilliant guys, really nice people, not
yeah,
the sort of big head boasting type at all.
nah, nah. I mean, you know, you got to be nasty when you're going into that ring. Gear yourself up. Put on your thinking cap to start with, otherwise you won't last. But you got to gear yourself up, and you get into a sort of mode where you realize, you've got to protect yourself, and you want to get out of that ring, get in the ring, and get out again as soon as possible. And I think all boxers are of that opinion.
So therefore, these confrontational hate glares before a bout.
Oh,
Uh,
it's all for the media. It's to sell tickets, Rodney. You know, Uh, I mean, most boxers all kiss and make up afterwards. You know.
well, there you go. Well, listen, the other thing that has been an addiction of yourself is you're known impolitely as the perennial politico. There you are. Then I've never seen a list like you've got. It's no use me saying you've appeared for the Liberal Party or the Conservative Party. You've appeared for every party except the monster raving loony party.
Well, I didn't stand for Labour. I definitely didn't stand for Labour, and they don't want me anyway. You know, I'm too much for them, and thank God I didn't stand for Labour. You know, their reputation's in tatters now, isn't it? You know.
Well, it's wide open now, isn't it? It's only a matter of when and not if, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like being on a life support machine when they're working out when to turn it off.
Well, yes, but who's going to come in to replace him?
There's no one. This is why, and I really don't care, because what's going to happen now? In the elections, you're going to have it, everything's all the lots of independents are going to get in, all types of people are going to get in, and you're going to have absolute chaos and the hung parliament. You know, I, I'm not sure about the hung parliament syndrome. people are not 100% with reform. So it's one of those mysterious elections. It's wide open. This new girl, Kemi Badenoch, I think she's going to do superbly well in the locals, but I can't put my house on that really, Rodney. It's the general election where you're going to see real difference, marked difference, you know. The Tories may yet be in for a rude awakening, completely whitewashed and destroyed by reform. That's
Well,
how
as
I
you
see it.
just said, Winston, in London, it's a bit different. Reform
Yes,
are miles ahead in other parts of the country. Why is
yes.
that?
Well, they've been depicted as a party that's very racist, and I think the bottom line with reform, the bottom line is they really want the country to be this country to people just want to see the boat people stop coming in, and reform. The general public feel the reform have got the answers to close the borders and stop the boat people coming in. But when we say stop the borders, I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening, reform, because it's going to be so much more difficult than they first thought to stop these people coming in. Um, and I've stated, and I continue to state, anybody who wants to make this country worth its while again has got to be prepared to take on the ECHR and go to jail if necessary. And that slogan, go to jail, is what it comes down to. You know, you've got to have, as a leader, you have to be prepared to say, well, look, I'm prepared to go to jail for this because I know I've got the people behind me. And really, if they don't get a grip with this unfettered, illegal immigration issues, and all we want, we're not, people are not saying, well, ban immigration. Oh, we don't want immigrants in this country. All they want is a steady stream, a steady flow, something they can control. Because, Rodney, the culture of this country is being disseminated. It's as though we're not British anymore. It's as though those who are English are no longer English. If I was in Jamaica and this was happening to me, untold, and indeed it is, untold different cultures coming into my small island, I'd be livid. So anyone who portrays to support this country and all that it stands for must have aspirations to close the borders and be prepared to go to jail, right? Take on the ECHR, because what they've done is simply weaponized immigration and turn it around so as we're all against one another. You know, and we were doing fine until they all came along.
What do you think about people like Lenny Henry that wants 18 trillion pounds for his original birthplace, and he wants it for reparation for the slave trade?
Well, let me get to the point here now with this reparations for the slave trade. I've got the answers, and I'm going to give it to you here point blank. And you heard it here first, Rodney. Now, yes, it's a potent, strong calculation that the reparations, slave trade, and all the instances must be resolved or should be resolved. The only way we're going to do that, Rodney, is through trade and industry. And, you know, you can't ask taxpayers who feel it, well, it was nothing to do with me. Why should I pay my taxes out to put wrong something politicians have done over the years? This is what you get on the streets. So if we look at trade and industry, Rodney, the trade that we're missing out on, particularly in the Commonwealth, you know, with our Commonwealth trade, we don't need America. We don't need Europe. We have the whole of the Commonwealth that we can integrate with. And we haven't. All we do is just, there are flagship, oh, great Commonwealth. We're very close to the Commonwealth. But the food, the minerals, the riches are under the soil. And I can tell you that because I'm dealing big time with the Commonwealth at the moment. You know, it's I'm into trade, I'm into industry, I'm into royalty out there in the Commonwealth. It's a trick Great Britain has missed. Marion's just passed me my badge, Rodney. I've become in the past 5 years a United Nations Peace Ambassador. Don't know if you can see my
Yeah, I
badge.
can see that.
Yeah, and that involves a lot of entrepreneurs, heads of states, and all types of people. So with this Commonwealth badge, United Nations Peace Ambassador, I've been able to make links throughout the whole of the Commonwealth. And when I say that, I'm talking about the African diaspora. That's what I'm talking about, the continent of Africa. There is where our riches lie. So instead of talking about reparations and how much the British taxpayers should pay to us, how do you put a figure on it? You can't put a figure on reparations and how it's affected the black fraternity. So what you have to do is encourage our leaders to begin trading again with the Commonwealth. You know, we've got minerals, we've got gold, there's everything, and it's all under the soil.
Well, the thing you're interested in particular at the moment is fertilizer, and it's a clean sort of fertilizer.
There you are, yeah. It's an organic substance that I have. It's called Fertilizer. They took me on some 7 years ago and asked me to promote this newfound fertilizer. And I tell you, it's just about the best thing that's ever happened to me, because the Commonwealth connections that I've gained in royalty and governorship have been so good. So at the moment, I'm promoting these 1 kilogram bags. Don't know if you can see it, Rodney. 1 kilogram bags of organic fertilizer. Now you can use this in your garden, in your greenhouse, anywhere, and your fruit and food will grow. I'll send you a bag after the show. your food within 11 days, your fruit and vegetables will spring up, and the yield will be up to anything from 30 to 70% increase in the yield. So
Well, why is it so much better than the ordinary fertilizer, which is largely, of course, made from oil, and that's why we're in
what
problems.
this here is derives from a rock beneath the ocean called calcite. Now this calcite, what they do, they go down beneath the sea, several 100,000 meters beneath the ocean, and they blast this rock and bring it back up from sea level to sea level and they bring it back up in containers, and they crush it down into powder. The good thing about this is, Rodney, is that it is 100% organic. You know, it's a rock. It's not like a guy said the other day, don't kid me, he said, what is it? I bet it's pink. No, it's not. It's a rock, and it's entitled calcite. And no chemicals. There are no chemicals. And that's what's so good about this unique product. It is 100%. And you get performance in 11 days.
And Africa's the place, is it, for this to be got from?
Well, I'm the supplier. You know, I'm the agent for the whole of the Commonwealth. Dennis Cortez and Dennis Cortez and Dave Hickman. They are 2 partners in crime, so to speak. No, they're wonderful chaps. They own the product, Dennis and Dave. They own the product, and they headhunted me a couple of years ago and asked me if I would front this program for them. And thank God I did, because now I'm in the process of feeding the whole of Africa, you know, and that's what this is all about. And that same scheme I've got in Africa is being transcended to the youth in this country. You know, we're in the process of organizing our first 100 youths in London into employment, into proper employment, distributing the fertilizer, and not just distributing. That's just a one-off aspect of what we're doing. You know, we're asking employers to take these youths on, and we'll subsidize the youths, you know, particularly the taxes that's got to be paid. We've got groups that can help us, groups within the Commonwealth that are helping us. And what my idea is, because I'm standing to become the next mayor of London in 2028, what my idea is to get as many employers interested in my youth work experience program. It's called the Job Father. Would you believe it? It's called the Job Father. I want all these British companies, whatever line of business you're in, contact me, and I can give you whatever post you need to fill. I can get that post filled with young people who want to learn.
Is this part of your Goldspun Foundation?
Indeed, it is, but this is called the Yahweh Project, right? It's the Yahweh Project, Youth Agriculture Work Experience. You know, so you can go and work in any store, any shop that does food. That's just one aspect of it. But if you've got a restaurant, shop, or engineering firm, and you need to employ young people up to the age of 25, you know, in up to the age of 25, I'm your man. I can
Well, I'm
supply.
glad somebody does it for the young people in every
Yeah.
sense. A, getting them off the street, and B, and perhaps more importantly, getting them into work, because this present government has done everything possible to kill that.
Well, the thing is, Rodney, you see all these politicians, and I'm up to here with it now. You know, all these aspiring politicians that come along, come to the table. We need this, we need that. No one's going to put any money up. They don't put any money up. So how and when will it ever happen for working class people? They just do not put the money up. It's all talk, and they don't get on with it.
Well, it's certainly against their original precepts, if you wish, of socialism.
Yeah,
It's not gone through to the 21st century. Now, look, time has passed us, Winston. We've got to go to finally what has happened to your dear city of London. It's in an absolute mess. We're in the continent at the moment. We're in Spain
yeah.
specifically. And everybody that goes to London says, wow, the
Oh,
graffiti, the robberies,
yeah,
the shoplifting.
yeah.
I'm not going back there. And if
No,
you look at facts and figures, and we were going to talk about integration being a key
yeah.
to the present problem, there are certain sides of society in Britain that it's nothing to do with colour. It's culture and integration, isn't it?
Exactly, exactly. It's not, you know, I mean, the media will push it for racism and this, that, and the other, right? Okay, so we've got a little bit of that. It will always be that way. But what we need to do, you know, is get on with putting money into people's pockets. And I'm telling you here now, Rodney, I have the very scheme to help, and I'm doing it now. It's not just talk. It ain't just talk. By the time the mayoral race comes around, I would have employed no less than 3,000 youths throughout the whole country. And I won't be paying them. It's the employers of this country who will be taking on youths again. Because what's happened, the tax restrictions are stopping employers from taking people on. You know, they've got to pay this national insurance, and the entrepreneurs and the business people I'm dealing with in terms of in terms of industry, and they're behind us. People of the Commonwealth are behind us. They want to get their agriculture out. They want to get it sold. They want to make money, and this is the way you confront reparations. Enjoy and integrate again with the Commonwealth through in import and export, and there is oodles of money to be made on both sides.
That's great. Listen, we're going to follow you a bit more closely than we've done in the last 4 years,
Yes.
as you stand for, is it your own Unity in Action Party?
Yes, look, let me just give you my website, which is commonwealthcentral.net.
That's nice and
Um,
easy.
I don't run a political party. I've joined with the Tories at the moment. I don't expect black people to be voting Tory, but I do expect them to follow my Unity in Action pressure group. And through my pressure group, I can air all their grievances through through the political party, through the Conservatives. So it's important for people who want to aspire to jobs and a better living to join my Unity in Action pressure group. It will be up and running within the next week. It's called Unity in Action. It will be appropriate in unityinaction.com, but we're not live yet. I am going to change the city of London and flood it with Commonwealth products, they are our closest ally. Commonwealth, common knowledge, common understanding, of,
Indeed, in common language, let's not forget that.
yes, very important.
Okay, well, bless you, and
Let's make London great again, man.
there you go. That's a nice, easy slogan, isn't it? We'll
Yes,
see you very shortly, Winston. Thank you so much.
no worries. Cheers, Rodney.